Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. I'm the Magi and welcome to MidWeek Magic, where I want you to grow your collection by winning 2 free rare or better ICRs each and every week. This week's MidWeek Magic is none other than the Brawl Builder Challenge. So you know we're going to be doing 2 things. We're going to be keeping it Ether Drift and keeping it budget. In fact, I've got 2 budget builds for you this week. Those for folks that have been around for a while, as well as the newcomers here in the last week or so. But before we get into all of that, this whole midweek magic thing has become a bit of a tradition here at the Stronghold, and it all started with our crack team of researchers discovering that we were the only YouTube channel making consistent, proactive, and timely midweek magic coverage. And here we are years later, and it appears that we're still the only ones out there doing it for the budget community. So be sure to subscribe to the Planeswalker Stronghold so that we can be here for you every chance we get. Now, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, right. The first deck we're going to take a look at this week is going to be focused on tribal mounts, and this is primarily for those people that have been around at least a couple weeks on Arena. I say that because we are going to be using the now former starter deck, Saddle Up, as a basis for this deck. That, of course, 1 week ago ceased being part of the starter package and replaced with what I refer to as the 2026 starter decks. So if you just got started, this is not going to be the deck for you, but for everybody else, this should be a very easy build. And we are going to continue to keep this deck super budget friendly by adding a few additional cards from the Mounts Jump-In pack that is still available on Arena, so be sure to keep an eye out for that each jump-in season. And of course, we're going to toss in a few select cards from the current Ether Drift set, because, well, it's all about mounts as well. And not to be left out, we're going to be sure to add in a few of those Brawl basics that I love to talk about each and every season. And of course, this deck is going to be commanded by Lagorin, Soul of Alakria, Selesnya color 1/1 legendary creature beast mount with flying. And whenever it attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target mounts and or vehicles, and it has a saddle cost of 1. Not only is this uncommon, so it's super budget friendly, but just fits so nicely into the mounts concept. And when it comes to those Brawl staples that I mention all the time, this time we are running Mishra's Bauble, Wayfarer's Bauble, Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, Maze Mine Tome, Mind Stone, Ornithopter Paradise, Swiftfoot Boots, Adaptive Automation, Cultivator's Caravan, Patchwork Banner, and Solemn Simulacrum. Now, many of these will already be in your starter collection, but any of these that you don't have are well worth a craft. You will use these in decks for many, many years. Now, in the third column here, we have a few of those select cards from Ether Drift, namely Defend the Rider, Glory Heath Lynx, Interface Ace, Run Over, Venom Misak Lagak, say that 3 times fast, Guidelight Matrix, Cloudspire Captain, Alacrian Armory, Brightfield Mustang, and Autarch Mammoth. When it comes to the Ether Drift cards, I would not be too quick to craft those. We still have a couple weeks left in the season. There's probably people still drafting and opening packs and things like that. So any of those that you don't have, I would just fill in with an appropriate similar card for the theme. Everything else here in the deck is from those basic sources, be it the 2025 starter decks, the Foundation starter collection, as well as that jump-in pack And then, of course, the mana base, we keep it pretty basic and throw in a Buckaluck Ranch, as well as some of those really basic style lands that you will use over and over and over again, be it for Brawl or whatever. When it comes to other uncommon commander potential for Aether well, it's pretty sparse. The only other thing is really the 5-card monocolor cycle of vanilla creatures, and well, most of these are pretty mundane, to say the least. I guess if you're in a really tight spot, the white one would make a serviceable mono-white commander, but the only one that I think really has any potential to be good is the mono-green, a 9/7 just absolute beast. And the mana cost is so high, there's a good chance you'll never actually cast this in your game. So for this deck, we are going to be building around Terrian World Tyrant, the old dinosaur ooze himself, and just following a very basic big dumb green strategy and utilizing the cards from our starter sets. Sadly, when we go down to a single copy of each mono green card, that only gives us 27 cards to start off with in our deck. And of course, one of those is Terrian, which for most people concerned with this is going to be a crafted item. And since we still had some work to do, we had to pull out all of the stops and bring in all of the mono green alchemy starter deck cards that we had, as well as a total of 16 Brawl All-Star staple cards. At common, we're recommending Wayfarer's Bauble, Mind Stone, Ornithopter of Paradise, and Darksteel Ingot. Then at uncommon, we've got Mishra's Bauble, Cold Steel Heart, Guardian Idol, and Swiftfoot Boots. At rare, we've got Maze Mind Tome, Reckoner Bankbuster, Smuggler's Copter, Cultivator's Caravan, Lifecraft Engine, and Solemn Simulacrum. And of course, one mythic, the Lost Jite. Now, all of this together gets us to exactly 100 cards. And depending upon how new you are, whether you have unlocked your starter Brawl deck yet, that may bring down this number pretty substantially. But all of these cards make very good investments in the long run. And of course, you have probably open packs and things like that you can probably reduce this down to a more manageable and less intimidating number of wild cards just by filling in some of the blanks with other commons and uncommons from your pack openings. The question that I get a lot is it worth crafting a specific uncommon commander in order to enter a midweek Magic and win 2 rare ICRs? And the advice that I give very consistently is yes, it absolutely is worth doing that, as long as you have the wild cards to do so. So you're going to have to judge those situations independently. And of course, there are a lot of rare and mythic commander potential candidates here within Aether that you may have opened or drafted or gotten from Jump In or whatever the case may be. So your individual collection may take you in a very different direction, and there's no reason to not feel good about that. You should honestly try and put together the very best deck that your collection can manage. Just don't burn all of your wild cards on a single deck that, well, frankly, you may never build or play again. And hey, just in case you didn't catch all that, Matt would like you to know that the deck list that we discussed in this video is going to have a link down in the doobly-doo to take you over to Aetherhub, along with a link to any other alternative lists that you might wish to consider. He only asks that you give it a little thumbs up when you're over there checking out the deck list. And I plan on live playing this event on Wednesday at 11 a.m. over on my Twitch channel, so definitely stop in and check it out. because the Stronghold is so much more than just a YouTube channel, and you can find links to all of our other social media outlets in our profile. Because at the end of the day, we're all budget players. And as a community, we're stronger together. So like, comment, subscribe, follow, do all those things to show a little love. It's appreciated more than you know.